It is, and I realised that the first time was overdue and that I should have been here many years before because it seems to fit perfectly into that international calendar. And if you think about other racing jurisdictions, America's quietened down by now. Australia's had their spring carnival. The flat racing in Europe is finished. Really, this lovely week in December is Hong Kong's alone. And I think this year, seeing horses from all continents converge makes it an even more significant event than normal. Experiencing other cultures, seeing how different countries approach the same game and just how different that is. And I think here in Hong Kong, there's such a strong sense of identity, of heritage, of pride built up over so many years. It's quite inspiring to be here. I think probably the difference between here and other racing cultures and countries is that the club has a very tight level of control over who rides here, who trains here, and who runs here. There's no horses being bred over there, right? So the club knows the horses who are coming in, knows their veterinary history, will only accept horses here if they're sound and fit enough to run. So that puts you at a massive advantage from a welfare perspective. But the standards are very high. The standards of testing and welfare are impeccable. And then you're only going to take jockeys that are very good from abroad, and then you try and nurture and develop your homegrown talent, which is getting better and better all the time. The Hong Kong Jockey Club in one word. Committed. Well, I mean, the upcoming rising star is obviously Ka Ying Rising. I really hope that at HKIR this year he puts on a show and the whole world gets to see what Hong Kong has been seeing in the last few months. And in terms of established stars, I think it's crucial to the reputation of the racing that Golden 60 and Romantic Warrior have come along at the time that they have. Because if you're coming here as an international competitor, you can't just expect to walk in, take the money and go home. You're coming to compete against horses of significant caliber who have been really well trained, really well campaigned. I think it's very important for Hong Kong that some of these horses go beyond the borders and take on all comers in different countries, and Peter Lau deserves an enormous amount of respect for what he's done with Romantic Warrior, taking him to Australia to win the Cox Plate, taking him to Japan to win the Yasuda Kinnan, taking him to the Middle East after the New Year. That will elevate the status and the standing of the sport. We're all trying to make the world a slightly smaller place. International racing sometimes gets lost on people whose kind of parochial interests mean that all they're interested in is what's happening in their back garden. But it only becomes more enriching and entertaining if horses travel and do their bit and fly their flag outside their home nation. There's no shot that most people realise or understand how much fun you can have as a fan of horse racing. If you're outside, the bug hasn't bitten you, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a bit strange, a bit arcane. Once you're in, you'll never leave.